Hello, dear learners. In the previous lecture, we have seen how the technical processing is done, and we have already covered the classification. Uh, Almost few steps of the classification we have already covered. For classification, what the steps are to be followed, especially in the technical section. So, rest of the steps I'll be discussing in this lecture, and that will be the continuation of the previous lecture. So, in this lecture, we'll be covering the rest of the steps, and then I'll talk about the cataloging, because cataloging is the second major activity which is taken up in the technical section. Basically, in the beginning, I told you broadly two activities are very prominent in the technical section. One is classification, and second is cataloging. So, classification, the moment we finish the classification, we'll take up the cataloging. Similarly, I'll tell you the purpose, then tools of cataloging, and the procedure. Similarly, we will analyze the procedure also. So the next step, I told you about the book number. We have assigned the book number, and the next step is assigning the subject heading. Assigning subject heading is also a crucial step in cataloging books, and classifying and classifiers often undertake this task because of their familiarity with the subject matter. And the basically the subject heading normally, because cataloger will deal with certain areas of the document, whereas classifier is supposed to go through the document, go through the preface, go through the jacket cover, go through the title, go through the subtitle, go through the preface, everything. So a classifier understands any document in a much better way. So what is expected from a classifier is that the subject heading should also be assigned by the classifier only. Later on, that subject heading can be used by the cataloging people, because ultimately it is the same section, but the cataloging people will be making use of the subject heading which has already been, you can say, identified or traced, or it has been assigned by the classifier. So in this process, what happens? We have many systems here. So one very prominent one is Ranganathan's chain procedure. That was Ranganathan's first method. Will be taking up here is Ranganathan's chain procedure. The concept of chain procedure indeed originated with Dr. S. R. Ranganathan, a pioneering figure in the library science and classification theory. Ranganathan basically was a staunch advocate of the subject approach to library classification and introduced the chain procedure in his work, Theory of Library Catalog, that was published in 1938. So with the help of chain procedure, you can break the chain and you can find the sort headings. So sort headings will be considered as your subject heads or subject headings. Unsort, that cannot be taken as subject headings. Only the sort headings can be taken as subject headings. Then we have Library of Congress list of subject heading. So the Library of Congress, these are all standard. Library of Congress, or we talk about the CS list, these are standard list of subject headings. So the Library of Congress basically is LCSH, is denoted as LCSH, is indeed one of the most widely adopted subject heading or indexing language globally. It serves as a standardized system for organizing and accessing library material based on the subject content. So originally it was developed in 1898 to catalog materials held at the Library of Congress. Similarly, we have CS list of subject heading. The CS list of subject heading is a valuable tool again for preparing subject authorities, particularly in smaller libraries, and it was developed by Minnie Earl Sears. The CS list was first published in 1923. It was specifically designed to provide standard subject heading for smaller libraries with collection of approximately 20,000 titles or even fewer. Then the next step, most important is, as I told you, all the previous steps are taken up, especially the classification of any document is taken up by the junior classifier, and ultimately all those tasks have to be checked by the chief classifier. So the classifier will check for the quality assurance by the chief classifier. So especially in the large libraries with multiple classifiers, it is essential for the work of junior classifiers to be checked by the chief classifier, as I told you. This ensures consistency and accuracy in the classification process. Number two, maintaining consistency very clearly. Without proper checks, inconsistencies in the class number and other classification details could arise, leading to the confusion and undermining the purpose of classification. So third most important is the role of chief classifier. So the chief classifier basically reviews the class number and other relevant details assigned by the junior classifier. So they verify that the classification work aligns with the library's standard and procedures. So sending the book to the cataloging department, this is the last thing what is to be done is, once the classification process is complete, it is checked by the chief classifier and finally approved, the classification work is done, approval is done, the relevant books are forwarded to the cataloging department. So this ensures that the catalogers have accurate classification information to prepare catalog entries. Overall, the involvement of chief classifier in quality control help maintains the integrity of the classification system and ensures that library materials are organized effectively for easy access by clients. And the last activity, which normally on their own, that for maintaining any classification, maintaining proper maintenance is to be done. Maintenance of a staff manual is more important record here. So the maintenance of a staff manual is to be done as part of the procedure. So maintaining the staff manual is, as I told you, is very crucial for ensuring continuity and consistency in library classification procedures, especially when the modifications are made to classification schemes. What all they will be recording is recording modifications. Any change or modifications to the classification schedule should be properly recorded in the staff manual, and this documentation ensures that the new staff members or those transferred to other departments have clear guidance or updated procedures. So anybody new joining or anybody coming for the first time in the section, automatically when they go through the staff manual, they know what all corrections or modifications have been updated. So number two important thing will be preventing handicaps. By having modifications, documents in the staff manual, newcomers to the classification department won't feel handicapped due to the lack of guidance. So they can simply refer to the manuals for instructions on how to apply the updated classification scheme. Third most important is decision-making process. Modifications normally to classification schemes should be carefully considered and decisions should be made. Modifications to decision-making process, modifications to classification scheme should be carefully considered and decided upon during staff meetings, and these decisions should be made after thorough thoughts and prolonged discussions to avoid hasty or incorrect decisions. Then avoiding paralysis of the system. So incorrect or hasty decisions regarding modifications can have serious consequences for the library system. It becomes challenging to retrace steps and rectify errors, especially if a large number of books require reclassification or recataloguing. So basically, maintaining library manual with a clear documentation of classification procedures and any modification ensures smooth transitions for the library for the staff members and help prevents disruptions to the library classification system. So thoughtful decision making process are essential to avoid error that could impact the efficiency of library operations. So here the process of classification is over, and then the new activity in the processing section or the technical section, that is cataloging. What basically catalog is? And when we try to trace the origin, it originates back to the Greek phrase katalogos, which means a list or a register. And a library catalog often refers to simply as a catalog. Is a comprehensive and organized inventory. A library catalog is a comprehensive and organized inventory of materials held within a library's collection. It serves as a vital tool for both librarians and library users, providing a means to discover, locate, and access resources. The catalog typically includes bibliographic records for each item in the collection, containing details such as title, author, publication date, subject heading, and call numbers. So these records are organized and indexed in a way that allows users to search for materials by various criteria such as author, title, subject, or keyword. So in addition to providing information about the resources available in the library, the catalog also helps users locate specific items within the library's physical or digital holdings. So overall, the library catalog serves as a central access point for users to discover, locate, and access the materials they need for research, learning, or personal interest. It plays a crucial role in facilitating the use of library resources and enhancing the overall experience of library patrons. Now we'll see the purpose of library catalog. So here are some of the purposes listed. One and foremost important thing is facilitating discovery. So without catalog, nobody can find out from the inventory of 3 lakh or 4 lakh. If some patron is looking for a particular document, you will not be able to find out any document until unless you go through the catalog. We have automated libraries. Now we have, instead of traditional catalogs, we have OPACs, online public access catalog. Here also the procedure is same. You have to go through by the author, title, keyword. So you have all the options here. But again, thing is, one has to understand the traditional procedure, and then only you will be able to see how the automated library is facilitated. So basically, the catalog facilitates in both cases, whether it is automated or it is a traditional library. It facilitates discovery. So one of the primary purposes of the library catalog is to help users discover materials within the library's collection. And by providing a searchable index of resources, users can easily locate materials relevant to their research, study, or personal interest. Second most important purpose is accessing information. The catalog also serves as a gateway to access information about the library's material. It provides users with bibliographic details such as title, authors, publication dates, and subject headings, enabling them to determine the relevance and suitability of materials for their need. And third important purpose is navigating the collection. The catalog helps users navigate the library's collection by providing information on the location of materials. Whether physical or digital, users can find out where items are located within the library or how to access them online. Another important purpose is identifying availability also. Users can determine the availability of materials through the catalog, indicating whether items are currently available for loan, on hold, or checked out by the other patrons. So this information helps user plan their visit to the library and manage their borrowing activities also. One more important purpose is providing multiple access points. Catalogs offer various search options, allowing users to search for materials by author, title, subject, keyword, or other criteria. This provides flexibility and accommodates different search preferences and information seeking behaviors. Another purpose is it supports collection management also. Catalogs aid librarians in managing the library's collection by providing detailed records of the materials and their circulation history. Librarians can use catalog data to make informed decisions about collection development, acquisition, and weeding out. And it also helps in enhancing user experience. So the catalog enhances the user's experience by simplifying the process of finding and accessing library material. It empowers user to explore the library's resources independently, fostering a positive and rewarding experience. So now we'll discuss some of the tools as we have discussed in the classification also. We have similarly we have some cataloging tools also, and these tools basically encompass both cataloging codes and reference resources that aid in the description and organization of bibliographic records. One is very prominent, one is cataloging code. A cataloging code provides guidelines and rules for creating bibliographic records and assigning standardized access points such as subject headings and classification numbers. So different cataloging codes may be used depending on the cataloging standards adopted by the library, such as AACR 2, Anglo-American Cataloging Rules 2, second edition, and RDA Resource Description and Access. Then we have national bibliographies. National bibliographies such as INB and BNB provides comprehensive listing of publications produced within a particular country during a given time period, and they serve as an important source of bibliographic data for cataloging and collection development purposes. Similarly, we have Library of Congress catalog or National Union catalog. This Library of Congress catalog, along with the National Union catalog, that is NUC, contains bibliographic records for materials held in the libraries across United States. These catalogs are valuable resources for verifying bibliographic details, accessing cataloging copy, and identifying library holdings. And another tool we have American Book Publishing Record. So the American Book Publishing Record, that is called ABPR, serves as a comprehensive bibliographic database that provides a listing of newly published books in the United States, and it serves as a valuable resource for libraries, librarians, publishers, researchers, and other stakeholders in the book industry by keeping them informed about the latest cataloged information. So now friends, we'll be discussing the cataloging procedure, the way we have discussed the classification procedure. Similarly, we have the cataloging procedure also. So about 10 steps are there. One by one, we'll take up all those steps so that you understand how the cataloging is to be done. So first and foremost thing is preparation of main entry. So the preparation of the main entry is a crucial step in the cataloging process, as it serves as a primary access point for a bibliographic record. And so the detailed overview, you can see how it is done is the cataloging code compliance. That is more important. A cataloger follows the rules and guidelines that is outlined in the cataloging code currently in use by the library, and these rules dictate the format, content, and organization of bibliographic records, ensuring consistency and standardization in cataloging practices. Number 2, maximum information inclusion. That is also the task of cataloger. Maximum information inclusion. The main entry card is meticulously prepared to contain maximum information about the book being catalogued. This typically includes details such as author's name is there, title, edition, publication information, and any other pertinent details necessary for identification and access. Third important thing is tracing on the back of the card. Tracing is also done to find out. Normally tracing is to just give you information how many additional cards have been prepared or what other access points are there. So tracing is basically done in the pencil normally on the back of the main entry card, and this allows for flexibility and ease of modification without damaging the main entry card itself. Additionally, by placing the tracing on the back of the card, Confusion among the library users is minimized as they are not presented with extraneous information on the front of the card. Then guidance for junior catalogers. The tracing on the back of the main entry card provides guidance to the junior catalogers regarding the preparation of the added and reference entries, and it serves as a reference point for determining which additional access points need to be created for the bibliographic record. Then one more important activity here is usefulness of book withdrawal. The tracing on the back of the main entry card also provides usefulness of book withdrawal. The tracing on the back of the main entry card also proves useful in the event that book needs to be withdrawn from the library's collection. It provides a record of the added and reference entries associated with the book, aiding in the efficient withdrawal and removal of catalog cards from the library catalog. Then second most prominent step in cataloging is preparation of shelf list. So the preparation of shelf list is a vital component of the cataloging process, aiding in the organization and maintenance of library's collection. So what all is to be included here is, that is, duplicate copy of the main entry card. A shelf list card serves as a duplicate copy of the main entry card created during the cataloging process. This card contains essential bibliographic information about a book, including details such as author's name, title, edition, publication, information, and call number. Then second activity to be taken up within this is unique card for each book. Every book cataloged has a separate shelf list card, and this ensures that each item in the library's collection is accurately represented in the shelf list, facilitating the efficient retrieval and organization of materials on the library shelves. Third most important thing here is consistency with the main entry. The information on the shelf list card matches that of the main entry card to maintain consistency and accuracy in the cataloging. Any updates or the changes made to the main entry card are also reflected on the corresponding shelf list card to ensure synchronization between the two. Then the next activity is location in the shelf list. The shelf list cards are arranged in the alphabetical or numerical order based on the library's classification system or arrangement scheme. They serve as a comprehensive inventory of the library's holdings, enabling librarians to track the location of each item in the collection. So third step in the process of cataloging is preparation of added and reference entries. So the preparation of added and reference entries is an essential aspect of the cataloging process and contributes to the accessibility and usability of the library's collection. So the activities involved here is a division of labor and specialization. So in line with the principles of the division of labor and specialization, the task of preparing added and reference entries is often delegated to junior staff members. This allows for efficient utilization of resources and ensures that more experienced catalogers can focus on more complex cataloging tasks. So repetitive nature of the task. This added and reference entries are essentially duplications of the main entry with minor alterations or deletions. Given the repetitive nature of this work, it is suitable for the junior staff members to handle, allowing senior catalogers to concentrate on more demanding cataloging tasks. So instructions provided by tracing. So tracing provided on the back of the main entry card serves as an instruction for the junior staff members in preparing added and reference entries. These tracing guide them on which entries need to be created and any modifications required. So we have a unit card method, and if the unit card method is followed, a heading for various added entries are added on top of the main entry card. And if it is a non-unit card method, in this, then added entries are prepared on separate blank client cards These entries contain brief information compared to the main entry card, but it still provides valuable access points for library users.